Hey, it's Donna, your Columbus Real Estate Partner. Today, Wednesday, July 1st. Welcome, July. We have been looking forward to you. So, today's topic in the Confident Seller series is pricing your home right the first time. And as I have stated all these last 4 weeks, that these Confident Seller series is a part of my ebook, Selling Your Home for the First Time, as I am going to go through each chapter, just sharing with you about the home selling process and selling your home for the first time, or even maybe the second time. Maybe you're going to learn something this time that you did not know the first time. And so as I start every single week, I'm going to take you through my introduction, which comes directly from my book. So here we go. Selling your home is one of the biggest financial decisions you will ever make, and doing it right the first time can save you money and stress. Yet, many first-time sellers don't know where to begin. This guide is here to change that. Created for homeowners across the country, it breaks down every step in the process, from preparing your property to negotiating offers and closing the sale. This book is also designed to be timeless. So no matter where you are and what market, these strategies will guide you through confidently. With 27 years in real estate, I have helped hundreds of homeowners navigate the selling process, the smooth closings, the unexpected plot twists, and the joyful handoff at the closing table. So you're going to learn how to prepare your home for the best return, how a realtor protects your financial interests, why pricing is both an art and a science, what makes a home irresistible to buyers, how to evaluate offers with clarity and confidence, ways to time your sale with your next home purchase. Selling isn't just about putting a sign in a yard, it's about strategy, experience, and smart decisions. So let's jump into it. Week 5, Chapter 5, Pricing Your Home Right the First Time. So, pricing is the single most important strategy decision. Let me start over. Pricing is the single most important strategic decision you will make when selling your home. More than condition, marketing, or even location, price determines how buyers will respond the moment your home hits the market. You do not get unlimited chances to price correctly. The market reacts quickly and it remembers. Why first impressions matter. So, as a realtor, I always tell my buyers, and honestly, they know this. The first impression is the best impression. We even say that when we're dating, you get one chance to make a first impression. Whether you're dating, whether you're going on a job interview, whether you're meeting someone for the first time. You only get one chance to make a first impression, and you want that first impression to be the best impression. And where does that start when it comes to selling a home? It starts at the curb, because if a buyer does not like what they see from the outside, chances are they may not ever step foot inside. So, first impressions, your first 7 to 10 days on the market generates the highest level of buyer interest. So this is when your listing appears new. Buyers set showings immediately, and competing buyers are watching closely. An overpriced home loses momentum and credibility almost instantly. So homes priced accurately from day one sell 57% faster and often receive multiple offers. We are in a market where sellers are benefiting from multiple offers. However, you want to make that first impression. You want to get those buyers inside the house. You want them to see all of the stuff, all of the process that went into you getting your home ready to be seen, getting it show ready, as I call it. And so home buyers, they are out there shopping, and they start online first. So half of home buyers are starting their search online, and 97% of all buyers are shopping at some point through the buying process. They are online looking. So you want to make sure that your home shows well online also. And so today's buyers shop online first. They compare homes side by side. They filter by price brackets. They watch how long a home sits, and they track price reductions. So comparing side by side. So say your home is on ABC Street. There's another house down the road also on ABC Street. Buyers are looking to see, based on price, how do these houses compare? So they are looking at first on the exterior, and they are looking at all those photos that are going to be out there. So we're going to talk about that here in a second, but you want to make sure that your house stands out. And if your house is priced outside of its natural buyer bracket, those buyers aren't even going to see it. So if your home should be listed at 450, but it's listed at 500 because you just want to see what's going to happen, those buyers that are qualified and ready to buy a house in that 450 price range aren't going to see your house at 500,000. And then when your house has been sitting because you overpriced it, once you lower the price, those buyers who would have looked at your house or would have seen your house, they're gone. They've already found something else, or they have just decided that that house is overpriced and they've forgotten all about your house. So it's very, very important. It's a crucial part in the home selling process that you price your house right the first time. Because you only get one chance, I said this, to make a first impression, so don't waste it with the wrong price. So how do realtors price homes correctly? Because it's not guesswork or emotion, it's strategy. So a realtor is going to use comparative market analysis, and that is taking a home. If your home is a ranch style home, we're going to find other ranch style properties to compare your home to. We are going to be looking at homes within a radius of your home, typically 2 miles. It really depends on your home. It depends on how much acreage your house has, because if you have a house that sits on 5 acres, then we're not going to be looking at houses within a mile or 2 miles. So we're going to be looking further out. But for the most part, the comps that are closest to your house is going to be the best comparable. And so we're looking like for like. So I'm not going to take your ranch style home and look at 2 stories and try to do a comparison. That's not going to be a good comparable. So we're looking for like for like. 3 bedrooms, bathrooms, basements, you get the picture. And we adjust for condition, upgrade, and layout. Buyers search and price brackets and the current market supply and demand. So this approach positions your home where buyers are already looking, not where you hope they will search. So again, if your realtor tells you and they show you all the evidence that says your house should be listed at 450 and you want to sell quickly, you've got deadlines, don't try and see what the market is going to show you, because your realtor has already shown you that. So again, if the data says 450, then don't go $50,000 over just to see, because you're wasting time and possibly losing money. So, all right, let me see, where am I? So yes, this approach positions your home where buyers are already looking, not where they will stretch. So pricing strategies that work. Market value pricing. Pricing at true market value to attract strong, qualified buyers. A strategic bidding war pricing, which I get it. That is used in high demand markets to drive urgency and competition. And so strategic bidding war pricing is, your home could sell for 500, but you're going to list it below 500 because you want to get the market enticed. You want to get the bucket stirring up, and you want those buyers to come out in droves, which is going to cause a bidding war, especially if your home shows well, especially if you have done the updates and you've done the repairs, and a buyer can walk in and look around and say, yeah, I can see myself here. Because if they can say that, there are other buyers who are saying it as well. And that's where you get the bidding war. And that gets your list price higher than you would have thought. And then there's that odd number pricing it at $4.99 versus $500,000. You go in the grocery store and you think you're getting a deal because it's at $4.99, not $5. I don't know. It's a mindset thing. But avoid The test the market trap, which I've been talking about. Testing almost always leads to price reductions, and price reductions weaken your leverage as a seller. So we don't want to see price reductions, and we can't. It's a part of the reality when it comes to real estate and selling a property. However, you don't want to be so far above your list price that your house just sits there, because then you're going to have to do a price reduction, and those buyers who would have initially looked at your home, if it was priced right, they are gone. So you have lost out on those buyers. So the real cost of overpricing. Overpricing doesn't just delay your sale, like I just said. It often costs you money, as I just said. Consequences include fewer showings, fewer offers, price reductions, and then buyers assuming something is wrong because they're like, why is the property still in the market? Especially if it's a hot market and they are used to seeing houses sell quickly, and then they see your house and it's been sitting for 2 weeks, 4 weeks. In their mind, they're like, there must be something wrong with it. And so if a home sits, it becomes negotiation targets. So what if the market pushes back? If your home isn't getting showings or offers, the market is speaking to you and you want to listen to the market. That feedback may indicate that your price is too high. Conditions don't match the price, and the competition offers better value. So I was out yesterday looking at houses with buyers, and the house in a great neighborhood, it had the features that they needed, that they wanted. But the moment we walked in there, I knew that the house was overpriced. Now, granted, they did mention in the remarks that the house needed some TLC and that it was priced accordingly, but it wasn't. It was still overpriced. The house had been on the market for a while. They were initially priced higher than they were yesterday. They were at a higher price and they lowered it, and they're still overpriced. So my buyers, they are the type of buyers that I like because I like all buyers. Let me say that. But the reason I like these particular buyers is because in this market right now, most buyers want a house that is ready. They don't want to move in and have to do work. My buyers, they don't care. They are okay with doing some work. They realize that they can possibly get a better value on a home, build some equity by buying something that needs a little bit of TLC. So they were okay with that. They knew that this house needed some work when we got there. And so that gives them some options. But that house, they're going to put it on the back burner. They're going to wait and see if it's there maybe next week, because we're looking at 2 more houses today. And then we've got other houses to look at on Monday. So we'll see how that works. But the final thought on that is that pricing, again, is not just an art. It is a science. And so you want to trust the data. You want to trust buyer behavior, and you want to trust your agent's experience, because, again, your agent, you've hired them to be your advocate, to come with the knowledge that they have, their experience about the market, and they are going to provide you with all of the data that indicates where you should price your house accordingly to make sure that you don't sit for long, that you get the buyers that are going to come through, that it is advertised to the masses, that you are getting maximum exposure. And so trust that your realtor is giving you the best advice, especially when they come with the receipts, as the youngsters say today. They're showing you exactly what the market is going to dictate your house is going to sell for. So don't try what we call that test the market trap, because it is a trap. You don't want to, in some situations, testing the market is okay. But if you are in a market where there are so many buyers out there that, well, let me say this. If inventory is at a point where the buyers have their pickings of the litter when it comes to houses, You don't want to do the test the market trap, because buyers are going to be like, you know what, that house is overpriced, I'm going to go over here. Or they're not even going to look at it. They're going to see, they're doing their research. Like, buyers are looking in a range. So if a buyer is qualified for 400,000, they're potentially looking at houses that are listed for about 350 to a little bit over that $400,000 range, depending on the market, because they feel like they can possibly have some room to negotiate. But if your house should be listed in that 400 to 430 price range, and you're listed at 450 to 475 because you want to test the market, you're going to miss out on buyers, because they're not going to look at it because it's already over their price point. But you've missed out on those buyers because you're testing the market to see how many buyers are going to come, if I can get more for the house. So you want to make sure that you price your house right the first time, so that you're not wasting your time on the market, that you're not losing out on money, that you're not losing out on buyers, and that you get the offer that you want the first time. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm going to do a quick plug for my book, my ebook, Selling Your Home for the First Time. There's going to be a link in the video posting so that you can grab that if you'd like. I hope you got something out of this session today. I appreciate you sticking with me. This is week 5. And let me do this, because if you have not been with me since the beginning of this series, the Confident Seller series, chapter 1 was understanding the home selling process. Chapter 2 was understanding the real estate market. Chapter 3 was the power of a realtor and why you should not go at selling your house alone. Chapter 4 was preparing yourself to sell, mindset, motivation, and money. And today was week 5, pricing your home right the first time. Next week, we're going to be talking about preparing your home for the market. So follow me next week, Donna Jackson, your Columbus Real Estate Partner. I look forward to seeing you there, and thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you for watching. I hope today's message gave you valuable insight and confidence as you navigate your home selling journey.